Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. The podcast so bad, we really just need to take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at DocSimmons17. I am joined once again by our three very handsome guests. I'll go ahead and give the hot tag to my partner to introduce himself and our tag team.
It is hot indeed. Yeah, this is the Outlaw Zach Hendricks. All social media at C Hendricks Brand. And of course, if you love Doc and us together, Doc and I, sorry, you can follow us at Country Air Official for Facebook and Instagram, or Country Air Brand on Twitter. So let's give it to the next monster as the member of this group.
That would be me, One Man Riot Squad, Gunner Wicks. You can find me on all social medias at Gunner Wicks.
And to our senior official,
Ref Perch. You can find me at Perch XLV, # for the Ref Brand, and Waffles. Take It Home podcast, baby.
Waffles. I had bad waffles today. I was very sad.
Bad waffles.
Bad waffles. They were not good.
Ooh, I had some good ones over the weekend, and they hit the spot. Some midnight waffles, 1 a.m. waffles.
Oh, those are the best waffles.
Those are the best waffles.
Those are great waffles.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got the crew together. We've had a very eventful weekend that we will get into much later. But we will go ahead and kick it off with our first segment as usual. Perch, why don't you let the people know what is the banger of the week?
Banger of the week this week was at my good old hometown bowling alley, and they've got the pinball machines and quarter games that we like to play, and they re-upped their pinball machine and got a brand new Iron Maiden pinball machine. And we found if you put a few quarters into that machine, you can play songs all night long without playing the game. So we had Iron Maiden rocking all night. Not even that I'm a particularly huge fan, but when you get an Iron Maiden pinball machine that looks like this and blasts some heavy metal rock and roll as good as this, yeah, it was a damn good weekend. And the banger from the playlist on the songs, it didn't come right away. You had to earn a few levels to earn some more songs to get the one and only Iron Maiden song that I knew going into the night. I'm well versed now, but Run to the Hills. It's the Iron Maiden song. And that's a banger right there. That used to be a good pre-baseball game song Dad used to play. He would always jack the music way up as we were getting ready for sports and baseball or football. And that was definitely on the old cassette tapes or mixed CDs that that the old man had. So Run to the Hills from Iron Maiden, a gem.
Ooh.
That song used to be on a Guitar Hero game, I think, back in the day. That's where I first heard it. It's a banger.
Ooh, I'm not big on my Iron Maiden knowledge. I don't think I know Run for the Hills.
Well, we'll find time in the next coming weekends here to make sure we play this one. It's a good, when you're about 10 minutes from the venue, maybe 15 minutes, and you're playing those getting close songs. Yeah, Run to the Hills will get you jacked up, ready to run through a wall.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah. But I love me some pinball, and that sounds like a great pinball machine, though. Makes me want a DMX pinball machine.
Ooh, yeah. The endless possibilities.
Yeah, that just gets me excited for other pinball machines, really. But damn, that's dope. All right. So yeah, Iron Maiden, banger of the week. But let's hop into our next segment. Let's talk about our weekend. All the fellas here, we're at BCW, Luck of the Irish, over in Waukesha at the Elks Lodge in Springdale. Shout outs to all the staff, as always, for taking care of us. Probably had to take extra care of us this past weekend because we all got a bit banged up. It was a very, very violent affair at the Elks Lodge this weekend.
Yes, it was.
Why don't we start with the star of the show, Gunner? Why don't you tell them about your Luck of the Irish experience?
Well, so started off the night for me with Chucky thought he did me a favor by attacking Stacy Shadows, but that made her unable to compete. So me just doing what I do, decided to spear him because I wanted to. Taught him a little lesson, which set up a triple threat between me, Maverick Boone, and the mysterious Movado for the winner to be the #1 contender for the Heritage Championship, which is Chucky's current holder of right now. So got through that match just barely. Tossed Mav up in the air. He came down not so pretty. Kind of busted up his shoulder a little bit. Speared him off the top rope. Top or second, I don't remember, but speared him in midair at the end. Pinned him. Messed up my hamstring in the process. Still a little limpy. But the important thing is I'm the #1 contender for Chucky's title, and I'm going to take it next month. April 9th, I think, at the next BCW show.
Funny how tag team partners just fall apart.
Yeah, I should have known. Should never worked with the Demented Kid in the first place. I knew he'd eventually mess something up, and yep, took out Stacy. Thought he was doing the right thing, but no, not cool. Could have roughed her up a little bit for me. I would have been cool with that, but just went full on. Took her knee out, I think, with a chair or something along those lines. I don't quite remember because I was kind of fuming when they were playing that little video to show all the fans what happened. And yeah, he crossed the line, so now he has to pay for it.
Yep. You got to teach your partner a lesson. Put him back in his place.
Yep. Yes, I do.
Okay. Me and Zach had our little street fight with Whiskey Bent and Hellbound. It was a war from beginning to end. Zach, why don't you want to speak on your perspective of how it went?
I mean, we had a lot of bagging tricks that we didn't pull out yet. Unfortunately, probably should have, but I mean, we're taking on two behemoths of men. Like, all logic goes out the window when it comes to a street fight. I feel like you can prep all you want, but after time and time again, I've seen these guys like just attack us from behind, hit you with a chain. Like, we probably didn't go to the game plan like we thought we should have, but I mean, we whooped their asses, and I honestly believe we won the match if it wasn't for Miss Kate.
Yeah, we didn't stick to the game plan, but we stayed fluid. We went shot for shot with them. They put me in a trash can.
Doc, what is it with you and trash cans?
It's like, what's up with you giants trying to put me in trash cans?
What is this, like the third one you've been in, I think?
Yes.
That I know of?
Yes. And I'm pretty sure this is the third one I've been up. The disrespect, all right, to the greatest heavyweight of all time shall not stand for much longer.
I think the first one I remember is Bax put you in the trash bin, right?
Yep, Max put me in the trash bin in Racist County.
And you guys go to though, because you guys keep putting Doc in so many trash cans, maybe the next country air shirt should be Doc coming out of the can like Oscar the Grouch.
That might be the next move.
Now I know what you mean when you say take a whiff.
Yeah. Hey, you're smelling something, all right? You're smelling something, and that's all that matters.
And like you went in the garbage can, I got busted open. Got hung or hanged. Sorry,
yeah, we learned the proper verbiage is hanged, but we speak outlaw knees over here.
Yeah, so sorry, Aesop, if I mispronounced it, but hung or hanged, whatever, that should happen.
Yeah, this brutal match. Eventually, Roadhouse meets a steel door face to face. We're on top of Max. We're beating him down with the TV.
Sorry, Frank.
Yeah.
I had to buy Frank a new monitor, but hey, it's
what
cost.
Yep. Hey, it's whatever. It's the price of war.
I mean, if anything, it works out for Whiskey Bent because now that even though Max brought it out, now that we destroyed Max with the TV, we're suspended from him. So that's fun.
Yeah, destruction of property happens. I think it was well worth it. But then hit the 6-shot lullaby. I think you got the win. And then that Guzzlord bitch, Mr. Kate comes out and breaks up the pin.
Yeah, like I don't know if you heard, but I get it. The women's division's not that strong at Bruce City, but mind your own bitchiness and go back in the corner, mister.
Yep.
What was that you called her, Doc? Guzzler, bitch.
Guzzlord.
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 I was sitting at the merch table. Just quick side note: when you and Mav were sitting there, Doc's trash talk is severely underrated. I feel like got some good lines.
It's like every once in a while, But in the ring, I'm a very serious competitor.
So you don't become the greatest heavyweight of all time if you can't have good one-liners.
Yeah. So in the ring, I'm a very serious competitor. But if Mavericks fans want to come after the fans of Country Air, we got the heat for you.
Oh yeah.
All right. So yeah, that no good bitch, Mr. Kate, kicks me in the nuts, hits me with my own finish. The disrespect.
And then orders them to hang me.
Yep. And I'm sorry. I don't like to quit, but I had to give up the match to save the homie. And now we're suspended for a month. But you know what? Good.
How do we get hung and get kicked in the dick? And because we use the TV, we're the ones suspended.
Like,
logic. That's awesome.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. This is good. This is good. It's a month of rest. It is a month to plan. So Whiskey Bent Hellbound. This isn't over. Watch your backs. But now let's pass it off to the man who probably dealt with the most as far as us getting destroyed, dislocated shoulders, blowing out our hamstrings and bleeding all over the place. Let's pass it on to Perch and see what his weekend was like.
Pretty uneventful. That's it for me.
Perch did nothing. Perch just sat back and watched us all die.
No, as you said, that was quite an eventful night, and I can preface by saying everything that you guys talked about. I was the referee for those matches, so my night started with Joey Jet Avalon against Percy Drews in the opener, and anytime you can get Joey Jet in a Brew City wrestling ring, really just in the Milwaukee area, is awesome. Crowd loves him, and anytime he comes around is a cool occasion to be inside the ring. So to start it off very hot with the Joey Jet match, got my blood flowing from the start, and ended inevitably with a pile driver, and we got to see a dead body. So good opener, hot start, and got me fired up for what was going to be my next match, which was the street fight between Whiskey Bent and Hellbound and Country Air. And yeah, from my perspective, being inside the ring for a match like that, in and outside, it takes a different level of preparation. It's not going to be a straight down the middle, rules applying kind of match. So have to be on top of your game at all times, really. And the match was pretty intense. There was really a lot of hard hits throughout the whole arena, from the slamming into tables, into doors, into trash cans.
Yeah, we found out a lot of things don't break. A lot of things do not break.
But I'll tell you what did not break, and that was the will of the crowd and the spirit. Because I was on the far side of the ring as Doc comes back from that trash can, and he comes up limping, and I think blood coming down the head too, and that crowd just cheering the name, and they were behind you guys that night, and it was really cool to see. And yeah, as you said, it was an emotional ending to it, and yeah, Country Air didn't come up with the win, but they went out trying. They died trying. It was great. It was awesome. It was a hard hitting fight, and it gave those fans in Waukesha a damn good time.
Yeah, they definitely enjoyed that one.
I like those matches that go right into intermission, and especially if it's a wild fight like that. It's a good one to let people digest. Go out, smoke a grit, grab a drink, grab some fresh air. Yeah, and that was a hard hitting match.
This podcast doesn't endorse cigarettes, but we do endorse grits.
Grit's just the act of going outside and mixing and mingling. Doesn't mean you have to do anything. Just going for a grit, going for a conversation.
Yeah, go for grit. We are in full support.
And then the final match, the big finale, was the three-way Lovato and Mav and Gunnar Wicks, and that match started out really hot. It was good. Mav chopped the hell out of Gunnar.
You should see the handprint on my chest. It's deep in there.
If there's one thing Mav knows, it's chops, because he's definitely endured his fair share. So you got to know that he can deliver them just as well. He makes sure he gets his.
Yeah.
And he made that one worth it. It echoed throughout the halls. It was great. And then he ended up taking that big toss and landed a little weird, and that was a tough shot. Being a referee, you got to look in the eyes of the competitors and make sure everyone can continue, and if they can't, you have to proceed accordingly. And Mav had the will of a warrior that night, and he continued. And as a former champion, he knew what was at stake, and he gave it everything he had, and inevitably it cost him with the spear from the second rope. So he died on his sword, went out trying, and yeah, it was a great finale. Wild night, crazy action, and yeah, that always takes me a little bit to digest afterwards.
Yeah.
I definitely destroyed him on that spear off the top, but even though he was dead, he still mustered up the strength to whisper the word penis in my ear several times as I pinned him. So the guy has a lot of fight.
Yeah, no matter what, that mouth ain't gonna stop. I'll give that to him. But yeah, Mav definitely showed out, and proved why he's a former and multi-time BCW World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, it was a wild finale, and yeah, you guys all gave it everything you had, and I was happy to be there to call the action inside the ring and make sure it all went as it should, and it did. It went smooth. Good night, good setup, good teardown. Everything went well. Gave the fans a hell of a show.
Nice. Thank you. Yeah, eventful weekend over at Brew City. Next show will be April 9th. As we've said, Country Air is suspended for that show, but be on the lookout. We got the one-man Riot Squad taking on Chucky Bates for the Heritage title, and we've got our favorite senior official actually also not there.
Yeah.
So
Yes, with all of your guys' absence, that's why they call me the one-man Riot Squad.
squad, yep. So
Right.
actually, yeah, it should be a pretty good show with probably Gunner destroying every other ref that night.
He was the
think so.
poster, right? Or he is the poster. It's just the
Yeah,
big.
just him and Chucky, and then also another match already announced is the Curse, the team of the tag champs Sean Priest and Tyler Sullivan tagging with Jesus Price, taking on the team of Evil Sierra, Dysfunction, and Joey Jet Avalon. That's gonna be a huge 6-man tag.
Yes. But yes, as Perch was saying, for a little bit, Gunner was the entire poster for that show.
Oh yeah.
Should have stayed that way.
Like a Godzilla poster.
Yeah, it's like just knowing that's why the people come apparently.
Yep, that's all they need to see.
I know. He's like, I mean, you are a inspiration to the children.
Most definitely.
You are a savior of main event matches. Like,
Sometimes.
yeah, well, what else can be said?
But like speaking of fans, real quick, let's give a quick shout out to the fans who bought some jerseys. Me and Doc, I think we were gonna sell 5, and I think we're like almost close to 20.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much to the fans everywhere who pre-ordered your jerseys. We really appreciate it. Shout out to all the fans that were there on Saturday. Your energy really helped us fight through all the pain we were in.
That's why we do it.
Yeah. So on that note, why don't we see what we were studying to get into such a violent weekend that we were in. I know myself, like I've been saying, I've been watching the New Japan Cup. Really some good bangers in this. I guess it's the second round now because they're going towards the Elite Eight or the Grade Eight, I guess is what they're calling it. My homie Suzuki and Kenta really threw down. Kenta came up with the win out of nowhere. Another good match was Toriano. Oh God, what's his name? Oh, the Great Okan. Toriano and the Great Okan. Every once in a while, Toriano proves that he's just not a comedy wrestler and can actually work, and that was a goodie. Watching some NXT or catching up on some NXT. Finally saw the 6-man that was Finn Balor, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly versus Pete Dunne and the tag champs Oni Lorcan and them. Always a good one. I like where that story is going. I'll probably finish catching up tonight. But yeah, just lots of good violent wrestling that I was watching to get really violent on Saturday. Zach, what have you been watching?
I watched a lot of like the old school ECW. Just we were getting prepared for our street fight, so nothing like gets you more motivated than just watching like old school Sabu or Raven or stuff, or even Taz. Like I was enjoying some old school like 90s ECW. No match specific, just really enjoying it, feeding out the crowd, and just like if I seen an idea I liked, I wrote it down.
Yeah. Good stuff. Gunner, did you watch anything this week?
We watched SpongeBob the movie.
Oh, nice. I still gotta watch that. Let's see. I haven't watched a ton. I did recently make the switch from the WWE Network to Peacock, and they have some of the WWE stuff on there now. And I was going through, I forget the name of the series. It's just like biggest matches in WWE history or something like that. And I just started watching that. And I've only seen one so far, which is Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3, which I actually have not seen like that match in full before. Just like, obviously everyone's seen the iconic moment where he body slams him, but I haven't watched the whole thing. And I watched that earlier today. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is a goodie.
You were part of the 93,000 at the Pontiac Superdome, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, at one point in the match, so they go outside and Hogan tears off the padding on the outside, so it's just the concrete floor, and attempts a body slam there, and then Andre like flips him up over for him to backdrop on it, and Hogan definitely bitched out on that backdrop so hard. He like barely flipped over and tried to like catch the edge of the ring so he wouldn't really land on the cement. Really wish he would have just
that's, I mean, sadly, that's what you get out of Hogan in that era.
Yeah. Still a cool moment though. Banger of a match.
Okay. Not everybody can sell out like we do, injure ourselves on spears and veal throws and stuff like that.
This is true. Just imagine how much worse it'd be if it was in front of 93,000 people. We'd go all out. We'd be dead by the end of it.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And then our senior official Perch. What have you been watching?
Well, gotta mention that this week in AEW, the best long-term storytelling just got a little more juicy as MJF turned on Chris Jericho and the crew, and he's got his own crew, which has got FTR, Sean Spears, and and they're and Wardlow, his man with him. But Tully Blanchard, I mean, that's awesome. It's a good little twist and turn, and it keeps the story going, which is entertaining. I love it for a pure fan. That's great. And the new AEW show came out on YouTube, which was on Mondays now, I think.
Yep, earlier today I started watching some of it.
And good old Dante had a match against Max Caster, and he showed out. It was great, good back and forth, technical wrestling too. Even just the opening, few minutes of it, just the back and forth aggression that they show at the start of the match was pretty damn cool. But great to see as far as modern wrestling goes. But much like you guys, I went back too, and I love going back and watching wrestling. And I've been falling asleep to 1989 WCW, and in this era, or I guess the few months that I've been watching here, Terry Funk is running amok. I think he just took out Cougar J and some other local competitors, and you never know when he's going to show up. But the big storyline that I looked into was the Steiners, Rick and Scott Steiner, and right here Rick keeps coming down and he sees a girl in the front row, and he gives like his coat to her, and like week after week they keep with this little who is this fan. So that was just kind of how it ended for me, but I did a little research. Thankfully all this stuff happened years ago, so
yeah, good old Google.
Turns out that girl in the crowd that he gave his stuff to, and they ended up having a little a date angle where, is that your girlfriend? And he's like, no, it's not my girlfriend. And so I can only imagine they went further with it. Well, it turns out that she ends up being the woman who marries Kevin Sullivan.
Oh.
And thus ends up being the woman who marries Chris Benoit. Who then, in turn, we all know the story, God rest her soul. But whoa, it blew my mind. Blew my mind doing the tracing back from that little girlfriend angle that was on WCW back then. So yeah, crazy. Did not see that coming.
Speaking of WCW, I did forget one thing I did watch. I just watched one match from, I want to say it was Halloween Havoc 97. Chris Jericho versus Gato, who, for those who don't know, Gato is the booker for New Japan. Definitely looks a lot different in 97. Bit chubbier, bleach blonde, like Eminem hair. It's very interesting, but I watched it because somebody brought it up. There's a spot in that match where Chris Jericho goes for a top rope Hurricane Rana. Both him and Gato are standing on the top rope, and he goes for a Hurricane Rana. And they do not go at the same time. And Jericho lands on his neck. And I wanted to watch it because I guess he talked about it at some point. I guess his mother, he grew up with his mother being paralyzed and having to take care of her all through his life. And this was a spot that he had done regularly, but when he comes down, his first thought.
Phone call completed.
Ooh, his first thought is, I'm going to end up just like mom. And then he never does that. He walks away. He finishes the match fine, but he never does that spot again.
Whoa.
Yeah. So just weird thing that I watched that and we all almost killed ourselves this weekend.
Those moments in our history that we learn from.
Yeah. Yeah, things we do to take care of ourselves and make sure we don't end up injured.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings me to my next segment. I pitched the question to the guys. If you were out for a while, how would you book your return to wrestling? This could be any time period, any promotion, any wrestlers involved. I think it's just very fitting now since a couple of us are injured, they're going to be gone for a while. So it's if you got a chance to book your perfect return. All right. Let's go with my very sexy tag partner, Zach, first.
And I'm gonna have Gunner. I'm gonna let Gunner go first.
You're gonna let Gunner go first? All right, Gunner.
Well, let's see here. So in this dream scenario, career takes off. I go work for some big company somewhere, make a lot of money, get really famous. Get to be like 50 years old or something. Then hopefully this never happens, but getting just like this giant car wreck, bust up all my shit, be half dead. And I always like the big comeback stories. So like have a bajillion injuries, eventually through hopefully a modern medicine and maybe some robotic limbs, come back at a surprise BCW show if it's still going, that nobody knows I'm coming there. And I just like appear at the end, whoever the current champion is, call him out, goes viral on the internet, get re-signed by whatever big company again after that, and be a legend.
All right.
So you do like a car accident while you're like signed with the big company, and then get released and like work with for Bruce City and make your comeback to the big company.
Yes. Yep.
Right.
I may have left that part out, but yes, that's what my brain was going with.
It just
All right, work your way back up the indies after a debilitating injury. Okay.
Yep.
All
right.
When I'm an old man, that's important.
Like so, how old? Like 69-ish.
I want to retire at 69. So
Okay.
maybe like 50 something.
Oh damn, you're still gonna have like what at least 18-year career after that?
Yeah.
You bet.
Comeback of the year.
Hey, it's his booking.
I want to be immortal, Doc. And this was a fantasy scenario, so does it have to be super realistic? I don't know.
No, yeah. I feel you. All right, Zach. What do you got?
I guess like right now with the mindset of being a tag team wrestler, you kind of go with the storyline of me and Doc. We're finally big, famous, making that money, and eventually the money gets to my head, and I actually will be turning on Doc in the foreseeable future at this point. And Doc and me go through a hellacious war, and we're both signed big names, and I end up getting an injury, finally snap that left ankle that always bothers me. It's no longer spotted to snap it in half. After that, Doc's doing his thing on the big on the big stage. He ends up getting crossing paths with the let's see, who would be a good one? I don't know. Some tag team. It could be I feel like this would be like, I don't know where we'd be signed. Wherever we're signed, Doc's getting jumped. Eventually starts like working a faction, like a 3-on-1, and they always like keep playing the number game. And randomly at a show, I'll just pop up, clear house, and then do the old little hug. Crowd's happy. Doc puts his hands up for the high five, and I do the jumping high five to show everyone my ankle's fine. But we don't hit the music because Doc brought up a good logical point. Like if you were to do a run in, why would you tell him hit my music so you can run in?
Yeah.
I guess that's like the tag team scenario.
Awesome. I I guess I'll go next because I also had me going down with an ankle injury, you being on top. But yeah, we would be a tag team. And this would probably take place in WWE for it to work the way that I think it would probably be the best. Um,
Yeah, mine would probably be like not W. Oh yeah, WWE the main brand. Yeah, not NXT.
yeah.
I think the
So,
WWE
yep.
main brand because we can separate from Raw and SmackDown after we break up for a bit, and then the reunion's just gonna be bigger. Sorry.
Yeah, so it would probably be WWE. We're a tag team. I go down with an ankle injury, as everybody knows. I also have bad ankles. You go on a very successful singles career, end up as the Raw champion. I'm sorry, I'm going to take Mav's thing, and I'm also going to return at the Rumble. Yeah, but I'm going to return in the Rumble at 1 is where I make my return.
And go through the Rumble and win it.
And go through the Rumble and win it.
Well, do you challenge me or do you challenge SmackDown?
I challenge SmackDown.
Hell yeah, let's go.
I challenge SmackDown so that we can be double champions.
Do we do it? Do we have like the Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit moment at Mania?
Yes, we have the Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit moment at Mania.
Hell yeah.
That's what I want. But yeah, that's how I would do it if in a dream scenario. And that's the thing, it's like really it doesn't have to even be like I get injured while we're on WWE. I can get injured on the indies. You know, we're a big name on the indies. You get signed and I'm sitting at home, I think would be more compelling. And you go
I had that I had like a random I had two scenarios, the one where I turned heel, or I had the other scenario where you were signed to like let's say AEW or New Japan and like you were kind of a big name out there and then like you were getting fucked with like let's say AEW and like the Young Bucks for some odd reason are the big bad heel owners at this time. And they do like an 8-man tag tournament. And you say, you know what, I'm gonna jump in the tournament and I'm gonna win it to take the belts off. And then like that's how I got introduced to the brand. Is like you're not in a tag team, you're like, oh, I got a guy and let's just say you could take a whiff.
Yep.
That was like my other scenario.
All right. And we saved the best for last. So I'm very intrigued how a ref would return to wrestling. Let's pass it off to our senior official.
So funny you should ask, Dre. This is one that I had drawn up from the moment that you proposed this question.
You were excited about this one.
I was excited about this one. So you said anytime, any place, anywhere.
Anytime.
The time would be 2002.
Oh.
I'd be a referee for WWF at WWE. And I would go out with a brief injury, but just wear and tear, general time out. I would take that time through, the later stages of 02 to get accustomed with everybody, get to know people a little bit more. But most importantly, I would train and get my body in top physical shape. I would build up really big, really huge. I'd be big, and I would grow out my hair as well. And I would set myself up for the moment. At Survivor Series 2003, when Goldberg was against Triple H. Everything was set up for Evolution to win that championship, although Goldberg defeated everything. However, in this one moment when the referee was knocked out, I would come running down that aisle as fast as I could, make sure Goldberg didn't get the win, maybe kick him in the nuts, and make sure Triple H gets the win and give him the big gold title belt. And I would debut on Raw the next day as Little H. We would have Evolution set up on Monday Night Raw, and it would be the biggest screw job of all. You already had Nature Boy in there, and yeah, Triple H get hosed. Everything was there, just missing the Little H appearance.
Very nice. Very nice. Good.
That would be my fantasy booking right there to throw much respect to Charles Robinson and one of the greatest moments ever.
Very good.
I think Perch wins.
Of course, Perch always wins.
I would just love that promo on Monday Night Raw with everybody out there, Evolution, loud, proud, brash, to be a part of everyone at home on Monday just hating it. Triple H wins again.
Yeah,
This
that was
guy.
definitely like the time period where you just hated Triple H winning.
Ah,
I would love to see. I think we're all missing the fact that like Perch and grow his hair out long. I would love to see this man run with that flow from the entranceway all the way down to the ring, just to screw over Goldberg, like with that flow just going through the wind.
Like I guess that's like the only disappointing thing. It would be at Survivor Series and not like a WrestleMania ramp where he's got the mile long ramp he's got to run down.
uh-huh. Which would be phenomenal. I would ham it up though. I would make time to ham it up to let it soak in what was about to happen.
Mhm.
And yeah, I wouldn't let the hair out until after the match to let them know and reveal maybe an Evolution shirt under the ref shirt and a big old suck it sign right to go. Yep.
Very good. Awesome.
We can still dream. We can still dream.
Yes, we can always dream. We can always look to the future. And on this podcast, we will look to this upcoming Saturday.
Whoa!
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Beautiful.
But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about what we got upcoming this week. I guess the good old boys, Country Air, can start off. This Saturday, March 20th, we will be at Frontline Pro making our debut as a tag team, challenging Skylar Evans and Quinn Whittick for the Frontline Pro, the new Frontline Pro Tag Team Champions.
Yeah. So yeah, your mama's favorite tag team, Country Air. Not only are we going to debut at Frontline, I mean, I've been holding it down at Frontline for a little bit. I'm their inaugural top prospect winner. Like I won the first ever tournament, was guaranteed a title shot, and it never happened. So like it's only 2 years later that I finally get a title shot.
Hey,
So that's cool. That's cool, Ben. But we get to take on the Hardy Boys, right?
Yep.
Like, is it TLC? I'm gonna give Jeff a swanton. You're gonna side effect Matt. It's gonna be great, and then we're gonna walk out as the new Frontline Pro Tag Team Champions.
hey, boys, just know no matter what, you've had the longest reign in Frontline Pro Tag Team Championship history. At
Until we
that
did.
point, once we take them away from you, I'm sorry.
I'm not.
But yeah, should be a fun time. I have not wrestled at Frontline yet, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. I've had a couple, supposed to be there a couple times this year, but that's how just the business works out. But I'm happy to be there, making my debut as a number one contender for the tag team championships, as I should be. I'm the GOAT. You're the outlaw. Country Air is your mama's favorite tag team for a reason. We are going to prove that on Saturday night.
I wasn't lying when I said we're the best tag team in Wisconsin, in the Midwest, and probably damn near the country. Like we just haven't been noticed yet.
Yep. But hey, this is just another feather in the cap. This is another thing that's to be expected. We will be the new Frontline Pro Tag Team Champions.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
South of the border, I'll be in Illinois
Oh,
for a little Zawa action. Going to return back to Zawa, one of the first promotions I ever worked for. I absolutely love them, and we're at the old Scoops location, I think, which is the North Side Barbecue
yes, sir.
in Oregon, Illinois. I know Doc has been holding down the fort as the champ, now current former champ, but he'll be back.
Yep. Don't worry. I ain't forget, Chip. I ain't forget. I got to go take these other belts. I'll be back for mine. Don't worry.
I'm really looking forward to it. It's always a good time at Zawa. So really looking forward to the drive down there and a nice easy ride back. It shouldn't be too much hassle. It's out of the city, so just a nice country drive.
Yep. And then let's pass it on to the Riot Squad. What do you got going on this weekend?
Due to my hamstring injury, there will be no riding this weekend. There
Boo.
will be icing and rest.
Hey, is it also our late 2020 November Friendsgiving gonna go down this weekend? Is that the
Yes,
weekend?
yes. That is
Yeah.
also this weekend. All the homies, hopefully, of the Take It Home podcast will be getting together to watch Fastlane. I'm sure most of us will share our thoughts on the pay-per-view next week. But yeah, it'll be a good time. Hopefully, the snow that Wisconsin got will be happening next week.
It was coming down this afternoon, man.
Yes, it was. I'm probably going to get out and start working on that driveway after we're done recording here.
I'm with you.
Not too much longer. We should have some nice summer weather.
Yep. And we just got our dates for fairs and festivals. So
I question why. Like we had such nice weather last week, and now we got snow. And speaking of questions, Gunner, do you have a question of the week? Hey, look,
oh, everybody's got transitions tonight.
Such a nice segue, and yet I failed to deliver. I do not have a question.
that's why your Mama's Her Tag Team is the best at transitioning in the ring, transitioning on the podcast. We transition everywhere.
Yes. So if Gunner doesn't have a question, hopefully my partner does.
I could probably come up with them real quick.
Not. I've got one.
All right, let's have a
All right.
the
Who?
Maverick Boone question of the week, formerly known as the Maverick Boone question of the week, formerly known as the Gunner Wicks question of the week. We'll switch it from the Zach Hendricks question of the week to now the DOC, the homie Doc Simmons question of the week.
If they were to make a movie about your wrestling career, who would play you?
Oh.
George Clooney.
George Clooney?
Yep. I would get George Clooney and I would work with him and tell him the inside, explain everything that it takes to get inside the mind of what I do. So he would be a good character actor and he would play it with a good smile. So I think George Clooney would represent my character well.
Can we, Doc, can we pick a tag? Are we going to pick each other or no? Are we just picking ourselves since we're a tag?
Yeah, just pick ourselves because it's a career about you. I mean, we can come up with a tag team movie too.
Yeah. We'll do that second.
Okay.
John Claude and Dennis Rodman. Was that double? That was a
That's the thing,
damn
it's
movie.
I've got plans for our tag team now that it's been brought up. But for my singles movie, it would have to be Michael B. Jordan right now, just because I want to look sexier than I really am.
True.
So that's who I would pick.
I guess for myself, it would either be the guy who played Jax Teller, and he'd have to have that look that he had from Sons of Anarchy,
Okay.
or in college, as much as people were lying and deceiving, I took the compliment very well. They told me I look like Thor. So to get Chris Helmsworth, right? Is that the guy who plays Thor? I get Thor to play me just so I can look better than myself.
And actually, you know what? Since you brought it up, if it was a tag team movie, I would pick Wesley Snipes to play me and Chris Hemsworth to play you.
I actually like that a lot. I was gonna pick the guy who played Creed just because of the boxing background.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan. I picked him for my singles movie.
See, I don't know the names. Like, I'm very bad with actors' names, so like at least I'm on the same page as you. Right
Yeah. Nope. Yep. We got it.
That's what I was picking for you.
But that's fine. Yeah, I took
Guess all his characters in like Major League.
Yeah.
Gunner, who would you have play as you?
For similar reasonings that Doc had, we're gonna go with Henry Cavill, aka Superman, aka Geralt of Rivia, The Witcher.
Yeah.
He's a giant nerd, just like myself. and also sexy and muscular, just like myself. So I think it fits.
Yeah. 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 If I'm gonna make a movie about myself, I'm gonna lie.
Embellish the truth.
Yeah.
I was the
That's
tallest
a-
guy in the ring.
I'm gonna call it like it is. I'm a lie. I'm a lie.
Hey, maybe the first time a wrestling movie I lied, like wrestling with my family, Paige was scared to cut promos. Get out of here. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I was not a fan. They literally embellished that match. That was a 30-second match where Paige won the belt. They made it into like a 15-minute like as JR always says, slobber knocker.
Yeah.
Where Paige was scared to cut a promo, and then they show her going through the crowd. Like, no, get out of here. Not a fan.
That's always like the problems with, I guess, biopics is, real life is boring sometimes.
Her debut was so good though. Oh,
but that's the thing. There's no drama in it. There's no drama in it if it goes the way it's supposed to.
going back to the save, it wasn't gonna be at like my save on you was not gonna be at a big pay-per-view. It was gonna be the Raw after Mania.
It's like I'm not even. Yeah, it's like I'm not even doing the save. It's just you're just the top guy, and I return.
Yeah, like mine was. I was like, dude, the Raw after Mania is always hype. But no, yeah, you can lie a bit, like Doc, if you want to be like the tallest guy in the ring. I mean,
Like I am the greatest heavyweight of all time.
it's from your. I mean, it's technically a lie. It's just from your perspective, how you viewed yourself.
Yeah, it's not a lie. I am a heavyweight.
I'd make Gunner very small in my movie.
Who would you get to play me? That guy from Austin Powers, the little
He's dead.
The other thing
sorry.
is, we're just having fun with it. Okay. Mav is being played by Carrot Top, obviously.
Great casting.
Baxter Steve-O for some reason. I don't know why.
Perch,
I like that.
I would honor his obvious wish and have him be played by Daniel Day-Lewis.
Word. That's cool with me.
And Gunner, I would have you be played by God, I can't remember his name, but he is, what was he in? He was a fat guy in a lot of movies in the 90s, but he has recently lost weight and everybody knows it.
Not Jonah Hill, right?
No, he was in Remember the Titans.
Randy from Earl's brother.
Yeah. That's who
Yeah,
I
don't
would
know
have
his-
play you.
Yeah, I know who you're
Ethan
talking
Suplee.
about.
Yes, that's who I would have play you.
Sweet.
Dude's jacked now, like literally cut big time.
Yep,
Rip.
that's who I would have play Gunner.
His transformation's crazy.
His dad was Vader in Boy Meets World.
Yeah, that was a great episode. They had like multiple Vader episodes, and they were all pretty
Yeah, he was a recurring character.
good. Who else? Frank, played by DeVito.
Who would
Solid.
play Chucky?
DeVito or Pesci? I'll let him flip that coin.
Yeah, either one would work.
Yeah. Who else we got?
Chucky's got an uncle, and I think they look similar. I think he characterized the shit out of it.
Let's see. Chuckles. Who could I have played Chuckles? I would have. Steve Buscemi.
I would have Zach Galifianakis play Chucky.
That's another good one.
Like, I think that one would be great.
Yeah, that's probably the better choice. I think Steve Buscemi could do the crazy, but I think Galifianakis could do the awkward.
Yeah, if we can't get Carrot Top for some reason to play Mav, I'm going Will Ferrell just because Will Ferrell has good one-liners so he can keep a straight face for.
Yeah.
Fuck you for showing up to our podcast anymore. So
Yeah,
why
I
do you
know.
get
And
to-
I still put their social media in the description, though they haven't been here since like week 2.
I'm just saying, like, why does he get to be all jacked and ripped Carrot Top when he just be Will Ferrell?
Because they're both redheads and have no souls.
Very true.
No.
Poor guys.
Yeah. Bax, hey, don't think I forgot about you. I'd have you played by Mr. Bean.
Dude, that's great.
So now, by default, me and Zach are the best looking people in this movie, besides possibly Gunner.
Hell yeah.
Can I
And,
be second best looking?
yeah.
You're always second best. Telling you, Gunner, second place medals. That's what you need to come out with for merge. Just sell it. Don't explain it. Don't explain it why. Just sell them.
There's customer demand. I will provide that.
You should you should sell those like ergonomic mouse pads, but like the anime ones, but with your butt.
It's not a bad idea.
Just say, let them get a feel, brother.
Yep. Give you a nice little comfy cushion to rest your wrist on
Yeah,
while you're doing who knows what's on the computer.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, doing one thing with your right hand, doing the other with your left.
Netflix and working on your work.
Yep,
My mouse pad will not judge.
yep. We endorse switch hitters on this podcast.
Buy 2 mouse pads.
Yeah.
Nice.
But now that I finally got, I guess, my one anime reference out on the podcast,
Gotta take it home.
unless anybody else has anything else they want to put over, we can just go ahead and take it home.
One thing, been looking back at some old pictures from the past couple of years, and going back to the origin of seeing when I first met 3 Count, and seeing 3 Count photos, and just looking at the images through the years, just awesome. I love the emotion captured through the pictures, and it's scrapbooks that will last forever. So as far as photography goes, absolutely love it with pro wrestling, and looking at 3 Count's photos periodically from time to time. But certainly this past weekend, and it brought back a lot of nostalgic value and stuff. So I think I may be seeing him this weekend, which would be awesome because he's a great guy, and I really hope that he gets to find a outlet for his passion for pro wrestling still. So
Yep. Yeah, go ahead. Shout out to 3 Count, 3 Count photo, I think on most social medias. He was like the second or third photographer to take pictures of me.
yeah, it was very right when we first started to travel. We wanted to meet all the photographers because make friends with everybody, and especially everyone around the ringside.
Yeah, he's
And
definitely the first to take pictures of me away from the home promotion. Great.
and great work, great work, even better guy. So much love to 3 Count, and yeah, check out his work if you can look online, social medias.
Definitely. Much love to all the photographers.
All of them.
Yep. Like, you make us look pretty. But on that note, I think we can take it home. This has been the Take It Home podcast. Everybody out there, be easy. 1.
Yeah.